okay? And that's what this bill that was mentioned in the slideshow is will undo what the Bush administration did. Was that kind of clear? There are a lot of regulatory agencies involved in granting permits for mountaintop removal. There's the state agencies, the State Division of Water, the State Division of Mining. There's also the Federal Army Corps of Engineers, the Federal Office of Surface Mining, Mine Safety and Health Administration. There's a lot of agencies that are involved in this.
Well, just a comment. In
Sure.
Massachusetts, our Wetlands Protection Act goes beyond the federal statutes.
Right.
We have regulations at the local level.
Right.
At the single level.
Right. And I think what you'll find the case is in this situation is that the coal industry exerts enormous political pressure on the state agencies to either not enforce the laws or to have weak enforcement of the laws. And the coal industry is very powerful, and they get what they want generally, even if it means blowing up entire mountains. It's sad, but that's the way things are in areas where the coal industry is. They're just, out west it's hard rock mining, and those folks are powerful, or the oil and gas industry is powerful, and they get what they want, and unfortunately the state just doesn't have the backbone, I guess, to stand up and pass tough regulations. The only time that we do get strong regulations passed on the mining industry is when there's a terrible disaster, like what happened in Buffalo Creek, West Virginia. 125 people died. That's how we got the federal surface mining law passed, was because 125 people died. That if Buffalo Creek had not happened, we probably never would have gotten even that law passed. So this is a tough, tough battle, and I travel all the time speaking to groups about this, and frankly, in West Virginia and Kentucky, we're building a citizen movement against mountaintop removal, but our legislators are not really very helpful. Your legislators are not controlled by the coal industry. And so, I'm asking for help from you with your legislators too, to get some more attention to this issue, and we just need national outrage against this. It is so damn stupid that we're blowing up mountains and destroying them, forever. That's the thing. 10,000 years from now, these mountains are still going to be flat. You can never ever put them back, and it makes me mad.
I don't know whether Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who helped, he was lawyer for the fishing river up and down the Hudson. They cleaned up the Hudson River.
Right.
We used to live right off of that, and it just got so awful, we could never go in it. And
Right.
now it's clean, you can do anything, you can fish, swim.
Robert Kennedy is probably one of the most outspoken people against mountaintop removal.
But, I
He's
don't know how
been-
much influence he has, and he's from another state, and there,
Well, he's an important figure nationally. There was a big Sierra Club National Summit event a couple years ago in San Francisco, and I saw the speech that he did. And he starts talking about mountaintop removal, and the veins start bulging in his head. He gets so angry about it. He came when the big spill in Kentucky happened in 2000. He flew over and saw these rivers that were just completely black with coal sludge, and he got so angry about it. He gets so angry that he can hardly even speak about it. And sometimes I do too. But it's an infuriating issue that we allow this to happen. And you hear that the environmentalists are unhappy with the Bush administration. This is the kind of thing. This is the kind of thing that people get mad about. It's absolutely insane. We're destroying mountains, drinking water. It's not creating jobs. It's putting logging companies. They don't have anywhere to log and so on.
but it's pushing up our healthcare costs too.
Right. All the the pollution, the mercury, and everything else that's coming to you all. So. Yes?
Can you talk a little bit more about the regional politics? Like, one thing that I remember is that most of the states in Appalachia voted for Bush Cheney.
Right.
Not that, Burr was doing such a great job either.
Right.
But how do you explain that?
guns, gay marriage, those are the two big things. They're very, I'm sorry to say that that is very effective in certain parts of the country. That, you know, John Kerry is going to take your gun away. And, you know, if John Kerry gets elected, we'll have, you know, gay marriage and all that. If people believe that stuff, it's very, very, very frustrating. You know, I mean, you know, you ask people, you know, do you love mountains? Do you love Kentucky? Oh, yes, you know, and they'll sing the Kentucky song and everything like that. You know, they're so proud of the state. Well, what do you think about the coal companies blowing up the beautiful mountains of this state? Well, we got to have jobs. But coal is not creating jobs. Well, you environmentalists, all you care about is, you know, trees, and you care more about trees than you do about people. People have to work. They have to have jobs. We need that coal for America. You know, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. Have you lived here all your life? Or?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah. It's just.
I haven't lived in West Virginia for a while.
You did live in West Virginia?
Oh, very shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay. The gay marriage thing is a big thing in the Midwest and in certain parts of the country. For some reason, people are just, you know, that's the thing that makes them vote Republican. That and their guns. And the weird thing was John Kerry came down to the middle of the West Virginia coal fields, and the president of the United Mine Workers, Cecil Roberts, gave him a shotgun. You know, it's all with filigree and everything else like that, and he was waving the shotgun around to the audience and everything like that, and, you know, talking about what a beautiful shotgun it was. So I thought, okay, well, maybe they'll vote for him, but nope. November 2008.
What other industries would provide work so they would maybe not be so dependent on mining?
Right. The coal industry historically has kept other businesses out from coming in. They don't want people to have any other choice than going to work for coal mines. So, you know, there's a lot of things, starting with tourism. You know, Tennessee, for example, their #1 industry is tourism. And I think we have the best chance of stopping mountaintop removal in Tennessee because of that. It is the #1 business is tourism, not mining is a very, very small employer. So we have a good shot in Tennessee. You know, you don't attract people to come to your state to see, you know, blown up mountains. People come to Tennessee to hear, you know, good country music and to go to Smoky Mountains National Park. So, yeah.
I was just wondering, the land that they do this on,
Yeah.
is it usually public land or are they private land?
Yeah, this is all privately owned land. There are land companies that own vast amounts of land in Appalachia. A lot of it was bought up 100 years ago. Some of it was stolen. Courthouses burned down and people lost their land. But this is not publicly owned land. This isn't being done on like Forest Service land or anything like that. It's owned by land companies. There was a study called Who Owns West Virginia?
They don't live there.
That's right. They don't live there. Who Owns West Virginia? They found that 75% of the southern coal fields of West Virginia is owned by out-of-state companies. Okay, 75%. Imagine.
Do you have a list of those companies?
No, I don't. You can Google Who Owns West Virginia, and one of them is called Pocahontas Land Company. They seem to be one of the big ones. Yeah.
Who's the other senator? This Burton is the
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
Jay
Oh,
Rockefeller.
jeez.
They're both Democrats. And it's, you know, in Kentucky we have two Republican senators, Mitch McConnell and Jim Bunning, who's a baseball pitcher.